Hi everyone, Mike the MC, bringing you the self-care video. Today I'm going to share with you number 299 of the Catechism with respect to God's goodness, guiding the path out for us to take, but more importantly, for us as his creation to defend that goodness in the real world. And I think there's something to be said about that. Us being advocates on this planet, standing up for other people, defending those who may not have many things, who are homeless, who are going through divorce, horrible things, right? And you think, okay, how can we be advocates in a very tragic world? How can we see the goodness when people have really let us down, or when we are trying to balance all that goodness in some way? Where is the balance just to let us be happy and free? So let me share with you number 299 of the Catechism, because it is pretty long. So let me just share this right now with you, so that way we get through it, and then I'll talk more about that on the topic. So 299 states the following. God creates an ordered and good world. Because God creates through wisdom, his creation is ordered. You have arranged all things by measure and number and weight. The universe created in and by the eternal Word, the image of the invisible God, is destined for and addressed to man, himself created in the image of God and called to a personal relationship with God. Our human understanding, which shares in the light of the divine intellect, can understand what God tells us by means of his creation, though not without great effort and only in a spirit of humility and respect for the Creator and his work. Because creation comes forth from God's goodness, it shares in that goodness, and God saw that it was a good, very good. For God willed creation as a gift addressed to man, an inheritance destined for and entrusted to him. On many occasions, the Church has had to defend the goodness of creation, including that of the physical world. Wow, the physical world. There's so much we can say that is negative about the physical world. Okay, we brought alcohol, drugs, all the bad things in life. You could think, oh my, these are poor human creations. But then you think, okay, why is it that from all these blemishes, we can still find the goodness from our works as well? All right, we have a way to travel on water. We have a way to travel faster on land, to fly in the air. We have a way to travel in space, to make use of our resources as efficiently as possible. And so that efficiency, I think, really dives into this theme pretty well, because many of us may feel like, oh, so many tasks are happening around us. For those of you who took engineering, right, your critical path method is the idea that, okay, you're going to get from A to Z by the least amount of side steps as much as possible, right? Because if you had all the side steps along the way, it can really distract you. And so the focus should be there. The focus should be guided by the goodness, but the efficiency to move everything forward. And so when you feel stressed, people are throwing bad comments toward you. They're trying to throw these other ideas at you, and you're wondering, oh my, will my life ever be peaceful again? It is so chaotic. Will I ever find peace again? It is just so much chaos in my life. I want peace. I want peace. And the real part of life is there is pain. But when you allow that pain not to destroy you, but to remember it, to remember how you can learn and build from it, you can let go of the terrible places and situations. You can find peace in your heart and fortitude, knowing that if you did not experience that pain, you would never know what other people feel, perhaps. And you wonder, okay, so now that I felt pain, I can relate and talk to people. And maybe even so, I can help other people find peace in their daily life. And that is where the efficiency comes back into our lives. You're allowing the pressure out. By talking it with somebody, you're having a conversation. You're trying to help a person see the better things from the bad to recognize the good. And I think that is the wonderful thing of creation that we can see. When we recognize the good, but we have to advocate for it. And so if you're willing to advocate for your students, for the people in your life, for your wife, your husband, your kids, even your partner, whatever the situation is, you're wondering, okay, can I advocate for good? Can I advocate for someone who really needs that defender on their team? And if I'm that person, if you're that person, that's a great thing. That's a great role to be in, because you're a defender of something great. And you can see the dignity and the worth of a person as far as a social work concept coming into this video. And you are recognizing, okay, human relations are very important. So let's not forget that our relationships with other people is important. The integrity of others can be discovered, that you and I can defend that goodness. And when we defend that goodness with efficiency, just to let go of the pain in our lives to help other people, we'll help other people find efficiency. And they won't feel that pressure destroying or weighing down on them. And we can make this world a better place for those in need. things to consider. All right, everyone, hope this one finds you well today of the Catechism. Remember that efficiency can help you and I uncover a lot of our trouble by finding the solutions in the goodness of the world, that God created everything good. Even from our blemishes, we can find goodness, and that is a very intense way of looking at life. But when you can have that awareness to see the good that came from the bad, right? People say, oh, a bad fruit cannot come from a good tree, and that's true. But you can find from your obstacles, your struggles, when you separate the struggle from the bad thing, that there was a good situation, a good circumstance that you can learn from it to help others not fall into that pitfall. So learn from the mistakes, help other people get around them, and you will be a great advocate for those in need. All right, everyone. I hope this one finds you well with 299 of the Catechism. Take care. Have a good one.